Alright, welcome back to another Plain Explain. Recording another one the next day, but I don't know if you guys will see this right away. Um, jeez. Um, the reason I'm recording right now is I'm still not done necessarily playing for the day, but I'm up a lot, so I figured, you know what, I'll record another video on the Zoom pool, because now I kind of have to pick the timing of, okay, when do I want to record, when do I want to not, because there's usually more efficient things I can do with my time than play the Zoom pool. But it's a good way for me to practice and get better. So when I'm a little upstuck, sometimes I don't mind. Just I figured I'd record. So yeah. Anyway, it's gonna open here. We're just gonna check fold. And yeah, I heard someone say, someone in my commented this is one of the tougher pools. So maybe I'm not even beating it right now. Who knows? My plan is to just try and get better. And maybe I have to keep that in mind when I play now. All right. Though I'm little. I find it impossible for a 200 NL pool to not be beatable, but just because the better players naturally just move up. Yeah. I getting global is different. Gonna still flat the ACR. Could actually debate folding it. And here I don't know what a leading line would look like, so I'm just gonna not play one. I'm a little lost on this line, so if it plays out interestingly, we can definitely review this one together. Yeah, how deep are we? I don't mind the idea of block, but I think you could also size up. So I'm trying to think what our range is mainly gonna be, because obviously we're not gonna always have a set. Blocking is really efficient because he's gonna have a lot of suited combos that are higher than this that just cannot play versus this. So you can just block for free probably. I could probably block range. Here I'm probably supposed to call. I just think this is a little. Damn, this spot's kind of crazy, eh? I don't. Okay, so there's blocking to get value from ace high. But, like, do we really want to have hands that block? You can just play a really big overbet, probably. Could honestly play jams here. The thing is, okay, I like jamming with value. I don't know how much I love jamming with. Because there's a good chance he checks back hands like aces and stuff. So maybe jamming's the play. But then, like, maybe just playing check jams is better and then playing a smaller size. Because in practice, he's going to reopen aces, kings, queens anyway. So what's the point of, like, jamming to make it indifferent? Well, I know what the point would be, but I don't know what the point in practice would be. So I probably misplayed there. I think I probably could have just gone with the. All right, on to the first review. I wasn't wrong because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that like we wouldn't play a leading strategy here, but I'm surprised I would say by how often you are. You can almost basically range lead this board. Ace nine doesn't like to lead, but the reason simply for that is you can see that the under the gun player just has a huge range advantage here, or not range advantage in the sense of the nuts maybe, but range in the sense of like the usually the razor, the three better, has a range advantage pretty hard in the absolute nuts, like in the sense of ace is usually the effective nuts, meaning that it's like okay with stacking off at 100 bigs. So even at some boards where you have like a strong range advantage on, you don't lead, but here just due to the natural, the button is going to have more whiffs in his range, whereas you, what's it called? The UTG players like hands are literally more a little more condensed. Like your only misses basically are going to be your offsuit hands that don't hit. So like, what's it called? Like these types of hands, um, basically are the only hands that are going to miss this board. And I guess you could put in like low pocket pairs without a club, but basically these are going to be like the only misses compared to, what's it called? The button is going to have way more of these types of hands that are just whiffing. Also, you have offsuit, which is just all the offsuit hands miss this board. Yeah, they're kind of drawing, but that's why it's also good to bet to get value. But yeah, the main thing is it's not the flush advantage, it's the set advantage. Um, you have a huge set advantage in the spot. You actually have an overpair advantage, which is kind of funny. But yeah, like I don't know in practice how often people are flattening these types of hands on the button. But yeah. So anyway, you play a lead, but I don't go for the lead, which I think is completely fine. Opponent's not supposed to be reopening this, even though you're playing a huge lead. So it's that's the type of strategy. So like if you were to not give your opponent leading range, I would just never see bet this flop. Maybe I'm not gonna bother doing it, but you guys can see for yourself. I'm putting the link in the description for the software I use on the screen. I'm sure I'm doing it. Um, anyway, on the turn here, I was kind of right in the sense of like blocking is preferred, mainly as your overall strategy, but it does make sense to go polar, obviously with some cards in your range because like you want maximum value, and you block to protect to get a little bit of value from a lot of these hands that aren't good enough to go for stacks, but hands like 8-7, pocket eights. It makes sense nines doesn't fully want to, but yeah, you go for the block. He calls. And on the river, it looks like when you go for the block, the way your range is constructed, like you just offer a block again. In game, I went for an overbet. But the reason why that's not as preferred, if you were to look, we're losing a lot of EV for, well, all in would lose like 4 bigs, but the reason why is like they're basically supposed to raise their overpairs anyway. So the reason why they're not necessarily pure raising queens is like a large part of the hands that kings and aces want to get called by. So um yeah. So I kind of lost my train of thought here, but yeah, basically the idea is going for the block. Oh, one thing I wanted to add, it's as you can see in the spot, like when you do go for a blocking strategy, I will say I don't know if it's necessarily always the best thing in practice because if you look how little you're supposed to actually be bluffing these types of hands, like king queen and ace queen suited, versus a lot of your opponents, they're going to have a lot of folds in this node. I'd say they would usually play their value differently, meaning that in my opinion, like an overbet strategy could perform pretty well just because you kind of want to just bluff all your air, if that makes sense. Like you don't want to check ace jack here and lose ace king. Like obviously versus a good opponent, you're gonna have to do that because yeah, but very, very often I think you can probably it's profitable to bluff this spot compared to like being able to like it just shows that like when you block like how little bluffs you're supposed to have, meaning that when you're facing a block bet from your opponent, like if you just think like, oh, there's a chance he has king queen ace jack, like there's a quick chance he's pure blocking this, you just have to call ace king pure in this spot. As I think some people level themselves a little too much with versus the block bet. But anyway, back to the video. I think a block strategy still wants to be employed there because it's just naturally probably a free way to exploit your opponent's range, but it's pretty easy to check back aces there and overpairs and stuff. It's a pretty bad texture. Here with the king of hearts, just gonna mainly be betting this board. It's like super disconnected and not two-tone, so I don't think I want to play an overbet strategy super often. Alright, on the king. He doesn't lead, which is interesting. Not having a jack. I guess we can just go for the check here. Okay, so we're ahead of hands like jack 9, jack 8, 9-8. But we block all of them except jack 8, so. But I think we just clearly take a showdown here. Probably lose this on ace high, but damn, there's just the nuts. I can do either here. Oh, this is the guy from last video. I'll just go with the 1/3. He's gonna have 7s or 6s at a higher rate. We're obviously gonna have more ace high. I don't think you can range bet this. Checking this one back seems decent because you keep some hearts in. Okay, this is a great card for him. He can play leads here. He opts not to. Blocking ace 5 suited. I like the idea of just b75 this hand. Probably just fold to a raise. So where did this guy flat? Did he flat in the small? Sorry, I'm still a Zoom noob. Oh my god, this guy flatted too. I didn't even know he's in the hand. Okay, maybe I'm not beating this poor right now. Jesus. It's gonna get used to it. I'm not tracking results yet. I don't know exactly how to. I have to upload because I know my poker tracker doesn't know now. I'm like the biggest noob when it comes to results. I really don't care. I prefer not to know, to be honest. Outside of like my account balances get above a certain point, I just take money out. Which is probably like the most like fish thing ever, but it just helps me just keep playing. Are here like no, you need a queen or jack. So whatever. You don't fully. Okay, on a 90, this is. I know it is. So we'll attack. Okay, so we unblock like a lot of the. Okay, so he just has the nuts. I don't know. Call me crazy. Damn, he's crazy. My thought process here is he's just not blocking. I think you play for a check raise. Because the perceived calling range from your opponents there is an ace. Like there's very little raising going on. So it's not really a spot that I perceive like someone to block trap a lot. You know what I mean? Like what? I'm gonna raise ace jack for no reason? Does it make sense for the two people in position to close action? Like unless he's trying to get value from an 8, in which case you would just check because the 8's gonna reopen anyway. So for me it's like, and that's not a spot like people bluff catch too much, so I'm kind of abusing the fact that when you're an unknown, you can do very like weird stuff that just will work every time. Just because like, I could beat a lot of like very good players because like as long as they're like thinking players, I guess you can reverse exploit them almost. Which is kind of the appeal of just playing GTO no matter what. All right, so he checks back for the Jack of Clubs. Probably one of the worst cards because he's gonna be checking back more of these Jack X. I'm yapping. Let's overbet. Fuck it. Agreed. All right, bro. What you got? He's going to get. Are you gonna shovel me again? Oh no, it's just another SpongeBob Abby. But yeah, that's around like above any number above 80, you can get in there with the suited aces, basically. Not this position. Yeah, I hope to improve though throughout the course of recording these videos. And the reason I explain so much about what I'm thinking is because you guys can disagree with what I'm thinking. I'm not selling some course. I'm not telling you guys to play like me and that you're gonna make billions of dollars. You know, I'm just showing you how I think about the game and like how I operate, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of how it started out. I never even planned for people to watch. Sometimes people watch like, oh, what's your win rate? Da, 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 da. I mean, I'm thinking shit. I'm lucky. Anyway, that's my two. I'm not selling some course. I'm well aware there's players out there better than me at the game, but here. But also, like, there's a lot of more fake guys who pretend they're a lot better than they are. That's also my little 2 cents towards that. So I think I'm pretty good at the game. So. Like, a lot of at least when I was coming up, almost like every good player just told you to bet 33% on every board to simplify. Like, I don't understand where you're getting an edge. You're just paying rake if you play like that, in my opinion. But I mean, it's okay, like in spots where it makes sense. Like, and if you do other stuff after that, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of players that could bet 30% on plenty of boards that I could think of right now that probably have higher win rates than I do. So I'm not saying if you do that, but just saying it's weird, like to take money from someone to charge them to literally just say like basic fundamental stuff. I don't know. And this is just gonna fold. I think people are tuned to do with the cold four. And here we just block everything that we want him to have. So could he have Jack 7 of spades if he called flop? Probably. All right, and nothing. All right, that's kind of sucks. But maybe I gotta be more aggressive. In my when I play in my pool, I like to have give ups because if you don't give up on certain boards where you're gonna clearly have more bluffs than value, it's like you're just so exploitable. Then you just check every pair and just check call you. 48, we're gonna fold. Like one of the tougher people to play are the tougher people who are willing to give up stuff. Just gonna fold. So right now, what am I? I'm getting cooked. I gotta get a winning session. I'm getting blinded down. I saw someone comment that the SpongeBob Avi, but that's only one vote. I'm gonna need some more votes before I determine. I'll be honest, I don't really love the SpongeBob one. But maybe it's genius. I don't know. But I'm gonna let you guys pick. I have my slight biases if I had to pick some, but I don't know if this is a call, honestly, versus 2.5. I could see it. I think it's probably a fold. But you know what? We're gonna bang a 3 and he's gonna have aces and he's gonna cry. I would more prefer to raise this one. If I were to pick, let's say you were to pick one combo, you don't roll, you don't do anything, just 5 deuce of diamonds, because then you unblock the ace x of spades combos, which, yeah. This line's a little whaley. Like, I prefer, okay, I know it sounds dumb. I prefer to have a 4 here. Basically what I'm saying is I feel like this line gets more overcalled than overfolded if I had to pick one. But it depends on the player. And also this should be a range check, and I'm just playing bet. Gonna call, obviously. Could lead, but I don't really see the point. I think a lot of range is gonna be these overpairs and stuff. Like, even though he doesn't have too much 5x. Jeez. Okay, we just check and try and see our showdown. I mean, I don't know what the hell this guy has. If he bets, I'm tempted to call him almost. Okay, so we block everything. We block like 7-5 of hearts, king 4 of hearts. I mean, why would he raise these hands though? He blocks 7-8, but that's like also in the main bluffs. His check on the turn is just weird to me. I kind of want to call. Okay, we're gonna call. All right, so he just raised 4-3. Fair enough. And bingo. So we kind of put ourselves in a spot there by playing the flop wrong. So to be fair, it does make sense that he would underbluff the node. Like the bet check bet there. Like I don't know. It's one of those I don't know how he has a 4. He just does. Like I don't know. Because what is he really repping either? He's repping nothing, and usually when they're repping nothing, they know they're repping nothing, from my experience. Because most people just they feel like they're going to get called if they're repping nothing. But then again, I call them, so I'm the fish. I was just thinking he could have some like 9 of spades type shit. Right, versus the overbet here. I mean, there's just better hands to continue. The issue with continuing that out of position is like almost every river is going to be pretty bad. And like a lot of his bluffs have a lot of equity when you have like that low of a card. Like you'd almost rather call like a draw yourself that has like some showdown, like an ace high flush draw or something. Well, obviously you'd rather call that, but ace high straight draw. There you go. The suits are terrible for leading. I mean, a4 is the 8 is like whatever. It's probably actually good to have the 8 of diamonds. Can lead sometimes on this board, but probably not with this hand. I guess I call though. I can't see myself folding this, but okay. If we had a heart, I'd be more likely to. But let me check. So we block ace 5 of diamonds. Somewhat relevant. We can see ace of diamonds here. I'm trying to think like too dystopian here. In the sense of like if he plays a checking range, but there's a chance he doesn't because people range bet, he's more likely to bet these types of hands that if I bet big enough they fold because I have the ace of diamonds. But it's probably a good card, but I'm just gonna get out of there. Is it a call? Maybe. It might be a call. I probably should have just called, but alright, here we could have debated checking back. Actually, I like big better check here, so I kind of messed up already, but we bingo. This was a skillful play by us. So he's gonna have bluffs like king queen that got there, queen 10 that got there. So if he checks, I think we play a bigger bet strategy. This isn't a spot where I think you want to like bets. Like a lot of his bluffs actually hit this card, so I don't think this is a spot where you want to bet small. Like if it's like a 4 and he checks, he basically has draws, right? So you can bet your jack X, but he could easily have a hand like queen 10, king queen. Then the 2 hands I just mentioned, even though I blocked them, the bright side is like actually he's gonna. I feel like this is a spot where you can get hero called really easily because a lot of his value blocks. Like king, queen, queen 10. Like they're good bluff catchers, but like if you think about his range logically, come on, buddy, man. Oh wow, I'm a genius. He's a genius. He calls king queen with the king of spades because he unblocks the king of spades bluffs. It's all smart until you realize your range is just king queen, queen 10, 10 8. Then you have to start folding some. But to be fair, if you put his hand exactly in a solver, I don't know what this guy's rolling. I don't know if that's the only hand he has. Um, he could have just played it perfect. He probably did. Like I guarantee you, the solver, like that's a solver call. So all right. Anyway, on to the second review. I was kind of wrong when I bet 33 on this board, but I realized quickly after I was just autopilot playing the dumbass. It's a B75 board, but the sim still works with B33, so I'll be able to show you guys some stuff. But yeah, I guess some takeaways is you're checking back more with the ace of clubs. That's your one candidate for ace jack. It's the best jack. You don't really need to check it back too often. Pack the suited ones, don't check back at all. When you have the offsuit king X, just to get some in there, you pick now. You're a little worse. Your opponent has the ace jack now. So now you're checking back double strength, which is like the king of spades and the king of clubs. Like your opponent can have the ace of spades now. It's less dope. And then now queen jack, which is like the best jack candidate to check back because you have an over to the board, which means like these three hands. The only difference is like absolute hand strength. In the sense of like all of them, like a queen is an over, a king is an over, and an ace is an over. Like obviously here a queen came over, so your jack is still just as safe, but it's less absolute strength. So it's the best check back candidate. So now you're only betting when you unblock maximum calling range, which is going to be hands like with a spade, which is basically double unblockers to the board. And you see like for the suited ones, that's the most likely candidate to check back with the clubs. Ace jack here, just too much equity, I guess, to take it back. But anyway, moving on to the sim, we get raised here. I just put in like the default raise. And obviously, you can play some 3 bets on this board. I wouldn't personally play any, except for like me, pocket jacks for like a really strong combo draw, like queen 10 of spades. That'd probably be my range. I'm not kidding. Um, yeah, I don't mind pocket jacks. If someone bops you there in person, like I don't mind just getting after with jacks, but probably shouldn't say that. But just because they're really likely to have a set or a draw if you get raised when you have pocket jacks there. Um, anyway, especially pocket nines as well. Well, less so because they're basically guaranteed to have a draw. So, anyway, on the turn here, I was right in the assumption there's no small size because, if you look at the ranges, both players are going to have a good amount of where's just top pair, like a good amount of top pair. Like if you look at the big blinds range, he has so much top pair because his raising range includes so much queen X, just due to the nature of the board structure. So you want to be, in order to actually attack a polarizing strategy or like a protected check range, you actually have to size up. Like I'm not going to B33 into a range that has, like you just saw, 40% queen X and then some jack X, some 2 pair. Like I don't know. There's just no point. It's different than if the board was like 993 and the tournament's a 4. Well, now he basically has a draw or he has a made hand. The way you exploit that is by sizing to the minimum, to charge those draws and put them in a comfortable spot. You don't attack the made hands in that spot. You would attack the missed draws, you know. But in a spot where they're gonna have a lot of made hands, you want to size up. You know what I'm saying? It's when for example, if you notice your opponent's trapping a lot versus you, like these players that trap the river a lot, the way you would just adjust in a GTO sense is just playing 200% pot on the river. Like let's say there's an ace high board and this guy always checks his ace 5, right? He always checks his ace 5, he always checks his ace 4. You know he's got an ace. Well, why would you size to a size where he feels comfortable calling that ace now? You would just bet bigger with your value for when he calls, or make him start folding those hands by sizing up. That's just and you would bluff naturally, either more or less depending on, yeah. Anyway, obviously more if you're sizing up, but your bluffs would be better. Anyway, but you might just bet less in general, which means you bluff less. It's kind of weird, but anyway, onto the turn now. Obviously, he's calling a lot of this king queen, which is what I felt like this most of his range is going to be in game because these hands are a little less intuitive, especially by the time you get to the river. Like a lot of the time when people have their flush draw here, they're just gonna follow through. It makes sense that he would slow play like a queen 4 of spades, but people are like not getting off. Like that's a more like solver raise on the flop than an intuitive raise on the flop. And then here, obviously he checks, and we mainly are shoving this river. I would just prefer pure shoving the spot. And yeah, one mistake our opponent made, obviously we're shoving king 10. I had a feeling he's going to have a lot of king, queen 10 combos, like I said. The main thing with king queen is you actually don't want the king of spades here. Simply for the fact that, like, listen, we're over betting a huge size. We need to have a lot of bluffs here. So this is one of those spots where you actually do have to bluff your flush draws. You can see your king x of spades combos are pretty much some of your main bluffing candidates. It's really hard. He check raised flop. I mean, there's only so many other bluffs we can have if you just filter. And honestly, in my experience, I would just never call this spot in pool versus you guys. Even if you decide it's a GTO spot, like, look at the bluffs your opponent has to have here. He has to have king. He has to just intuitively be like, I'm going 220% pot with king 7 of spades here. Like, and if he's not doing that, then you're giga losing for bluff catching. In fact, it's even easier for him to be like, I'll just jam pocket jacks. I'll just jam pocket nines. But is he always going to be, I'll just jam king 7 of spades? I don't know. So I would say this is a pretty underbluff spot. I think it's an important thing to remember when you're facing a huge bet sizing, to remember that, what was I gonna say? That your opponent needs to have a lot of bluffs to justify that big of a bet sizing. So yeah, pocket tens as well, obviously. But yeah, if we were to filter for trash hands, yeah, he needs to have 10-9. Obviously, like the offsuit king 9, and then even some jack 10. So I could do all the known locking, but I'm not gonna waste my time. Just the point is think of, like, less about like how good your combo is, because you're probably not playing versus a GTO bot. Think about, there's a lot of spots also where your opponent could easily be over bluffing. Like, he has so many bluffs here, not enough value, etc. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm also less likely to have, like, yeah, it's a good call. So I'm not there to criticize the guy or say I have an edge in this pool because of that hand. You know, it's like in poker. What I say, I always say this in my videos, but when you have the winning showdown hand, it's really easy to look smart. When you bink a straight on the turn, trust me, you're the smartest guy in the room. When you get dealt aces pre-flop, you can go check, 300% pot. Oh, look what I did. I don't know. Maybe I'm being cringe, but it just feels like everyone gets so tricky with their value. But yeah, let me know what avatar you guys like. What else? There was something else. I don't know. I forgot. All right, so here at B33, and I didn't follow through on turn, probably like a dumbass. And he bets. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I could see bluffs. Those bluffs might beat my hand though. Gonna call it with king deuce here. 2x open from the small blind's interesting. I could see it making sense in zoom because people don't know ranges. He picked 2.5 from the button too, so like this guy's probably a reg. He's doing some weird shit. Yeah, we're gonna check it. Okay. I don't expect. We'll just be 75. I don't know the spot here. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he's going to have a lot of 9x hands. That's my read on how he's played it so far. I imagine like our polar bet should be pretty polar though. He's going to have a lot of hands that hit the middle of this range. It's also really hard for him to have two pair. I mean, he has queen 9, queen 8. Okay, we're deeper here. I think we call this one now. This guy actually picked an appropriate size. All right, so people like to play half pot here. If I roll super high, I think you can put in a low frequency raise here with this type of hand. He checks. We're gonna do the same. Heart. And yeah, we're out. I think if you were to play taking a late line too, it would be hands with hearts or clubs. So I almost rather check like king queen here and then check this. Run, run, get out, save yourself. The lead? Does it make sense? I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know. I don't know. You play that shit? I would assume it doesn't. You have to be pretty disrespectful in my check back range. I don't think this is open. Actually, I know it's not. 6-4 is the bottom. So, oops. Given that this guy's sticking around, you just know you're cooked because he's a reg. Okay, I gotta tag all the regs. This guy's a reg, right? No. Okay, what's our reg tag? We'll be on. We'll be in this experience together, guys. Let's make the reg tag something like unpredictable. I think this guy's a reg too. Pink. Wait, should I do like something crazy? Like make my reg tag like fish? Get in people's heads? Nah, that probably doesn't work. I start calling the regs Rex? Okay, that's just like too much. Like at that point, I should just stop making videos. Trying to like reverse edge. Also, let me know if you guys would want to see me stream. I'm actually like down to stream this Blitz. There's no like pressure with streaming Blitz. It's kind of a chill format. And also for me, like I'm playing this mainly for fun. Like obviously I'm playing, but like I play higher stakes on the main place I play. So to me, the swings are like pretty chill. Like I don't know when you play like really high, like I don't know streaming or not really high, but really high is relative to you. It could be like even 5 and L, you know. Um, though when I played 5 and L, even if it was like half my net worth, it still didn't tilt me. It's hard because it's still $5, but you get what I'm saying. It could be 100 and L or 50 and L. There's no point with this end. You actually got enough worse somehow. In fact, we want him to have what he had. Cold shove is interesting. Are we cooked? God damn it, I was just about to have a winning session, man. Come on. Wait, no way. What? Do it. No, this guy's coming. I know him. No. Jack of Hearts, me and this guy are tight. Oh my god, man. Like, imagine being this guy. No, I could never relate. Come on, bro. Oh, wait, who is that guy? That was the biggest. That was the biggest reg I've seen in this pool. No, I need to find that. What just happened? Oh, my shit's like bugging. Can I take notes from here? I can't. Whatever. I'll find him. Where's he Busto now? I'm over it. I guess I should tag these guys as Rex, right? Like sitting with less, like being a short stack reg in Zoom, just I feel like isn't that worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to for the next video. I'll tell you guys more about 150 big blinds pre-flop and 200 big blinds because I'll be looking at that. I'll take some notes and maybe show them during the video. But then again, like I'm just learning as I go, so I'm not gonna know everything. This guy's on multiple tables with like the same stack. Does he just buy in for 76 and a half bigs? And these guys are committed to getting an edge. This is crazy. I'm fighting the toughest pool in the world. The way they beat me, just get dealt pocket aces. Okay, now I'm sounding like... Okay, on a 1, we're gonna call. Yikes. No, I'll be able to do it. I'm gonna have to... You guys are gonna have to help me. I'm gonna need a backseat gaming from the call. Not backseat gaming. But I'm gonna need comments giving me tips and tricks. Conquering the ACR Blitz pool. Alright. I guess I just call. Like, this guy had deemed to be a wreck, and that size is really strong, so we're just gonna call. If you went, like, smaller, I was debating raising. Also, we're ahead of, like, hands like Queen 10, Queen 9? Ugh. Never mind. Even the wrecks on this pool are too much. They're too good, bro. Like, fuck me. Alright, we could bet here. Alright, we're coming to get that money back. The cable's got us. Let's go. Worry about me, bro. Let's go. Yep. He fell right into my trap. Can I change my emote avatar mid thing to like screw him with him? Oh. If he has aces, this is rigged. Ah, oh, what a fool. Yep. Wait, I'm trolling. Do you see how hard I was squinting? I was like, does he have outs? Like, these guys are good. Oh, wait, shit. Oh my god, no. I didn't realize it was twice. No, this is bad juju. Okay, good. I was nervous, man. Alright, I feel like I've talked to Zero's strategy. Have I been in real spots? I don't know. Whatever. We're at 30 minutes. I'll find something to reveal, and I'll sound smart in the review, don't worry. But yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see from the channel, certain types of videos. I'm down for anything. I'll be playing a lot, and I should just be a good YouTuber from now on. Consistent, too. And yeah, I'm thinking about making a Discord for jokes, because it sounds fun. But like, I can't make a Discord and no one joins, you know? So like, I'm kind of like hinting to like a bunch of people are like, yeah, make one. Yeah, I join. You know? So maybe at like 2K subscribers or something. All right. I'm up $88, which means I'm an absolute crusher, by the way. Because like, I don't know if you guys realize how many hands I've played. 207. It's crusher status. And that you're not. You guys aren't even factoring in the aces cooler. I know I got kings into ace king, but that was a skill outplay. That was a timing, leveling, strategic play. The untrained eye wouldn't notice, so you guys are gonna have to sign up for my course. All right, I feel like I've literally gotten 0 spots, just like insane banger hands. All right, this is gonna be an absolute puzzle. Yep, look at this puzzle I'm about to play. All right, on a 95, we 4-bet. Can you just please call so I can review it? Or wall hacking. Like, look, these are the only hands you guys are gonna see, okay? I'm gonna review these after the video. That's these banger hands I'm playing right here. I should just flatted, man. Like the other hand, so we could have reviewed it. But I had to go with the number I rolled, you know? Okay, this is a range check. And it's probably a fold. Sadly. I've been recording for 31 minutes, but I want to get a hand that I can review. Dude, if I get a hand I can review now, I'm sounding so energetic. Like, okay, we'll go to 8. Oh, do we flat? Like, crazy? Okay, now I'm just trolling. Well, I know it's a thing, but the number wasn't a thing. And also, I don't really know what I'm doing, but... Oh my god, this is my board. It's not really my hand, but it's my board. I think like B33, but with like 2 people, like I'm gonna have to be more selective. Let's bet big. Also, it's like low enough. I'm gonna have like 7. Oh my god. Like, I actually think folding is like good. Am I trolling? Okay, okay. I think I'm folding, and I'll explain when it comes to me. Like, okay, because like my perceived range is so strong in the spot, right? So for him to raise me, he either needs like the nut combo draw, like the nuts, like into the point where he has 50% versus me anyway. Like if he has 8-7 hearts, or I'm just dead, right? So I'm gonna fold. Because some people, oh, he had 8-7, he bluffed you. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be right and lose. Like, how's that fair? Like, I flat cut off, and I B75 on 6. Like, just naturally, I'm gonna have enough pocket pairs there. Or flush draws to defend. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's a spot where people are like fist pump bluffing. I don't think they do it with hands that they would fold to rejams because they're gonna get rejammed on so lightly. So like, let's say you have like 8-7. Maybe I'm just wrong about this pool, but if you have 8-7 of clubs, like you're just gonna flat there. Because you don't expect UGG to raise something. Maybe I'm giving these people too much credit though. I doubt it. It's not like a revolutionary concept. Let's be real. Maybe I'm not giving myself and maybe I'm not giving these guys enough credit. Maybe they're in my head. Wait, I didn't think about it like that. All right, with the heart, I still think we're gonna bet. We'll go half. 79 we could, but I'm just gonna call. All right, all right. Locking in here. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't mind sizing up from him. Probably gonna call here. Not like the best flush draw to be raising. I don't think leading's too much of a thing. Damn, he just blasts again. This is insane. It's probably just a call with this one. We don't really have ace king of clubs. Ace queen and ace jack are gonna be our main calls, right? Come on, bro. This guy have a fucking 9? Alright, we beat him. That turn bet is sus. I get what he's going for, but like I'm just not seeing it at the same time. It probably makes money though. Because like, oh, you just fold to a raise. There's like 10. The issue is it's like, yeah, you get value. Sometimes you get value from stuff that like you're putting more money in the pot and that stuff still has outs versus you. So it's not always the best play. Like let's say like I don't know. I've been studying more, and sometimes like you have like a hand with the better blockers objectively, and it's a worse bet because it's just like those hands can hit versus you. I guess like you're kind of taught in poker like if they have a draw, you want to charge the draw, but like it's not always like that. Sometimes it's like you don't want them to have the draw, like because that draw's gonna hit. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna be wrapping up the video. I was kind of yapping in this one, but I don't know. I feel like it was an okay video. But yeah, let me know what you guys like to see. This is the guy. I found him, man. I want to tag him. Red. Red seems like a good thing for ill players. Alright, so I'll tell you guys these tags, so I'm just gonna make them weird. So right now we got like pink as reg, which I gotta like be better at applying, and then I'm pretty much gonna only play this pool when I record, so we're gonna see how well I do. We're gonna learn together. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.